One of my clients was doing everything himself, detailing every car, taking every call, working 70-hour weeks, and still couldn't break past a $5,000 month. Just around 6 months later, he has multiple technicians, a system that runs without him, and he's doing $15,000 every single month consistently. And in this video, you are getting the full breakdown of exactly how he did it. Here's what nobody tells you. Working harder isn't what makes you six figures. The detailers who actually scale are the ones who stop being the technician and start being the CEO in their business. And I'm going to show you the exact shift that made it happen for my client, Caleb. This is the real documented proof that the system works. It's a real detailer, real numbers, and real results. And I'm breaking all of this down for completely free because I'm on a mission to help 1,000 detailers build a business that runs without them. And Caleb already does that. What's up, Caleb?
What up?
How we doing, bro? So this is Caleb. Caleb came to me doing around 4K a month. He didn't have many specific systems in place. He had no technicians and he was doing a lot of the stuff himself. Now we revamped his whole marketing, his front end, and he now has 2 or 3 guys.
I got 2 guys right now. I'm bringing on a third. It'll be next week.
I love to hear it. And he just hit, 15K a month. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got started with Honey Detailing?
Yeah, I started detailing cars when I turned 16. I just bought my car and it was an older car, obviously, and pretty dirty. I reached out to a guy that I knew did detailing and I asked him if he could help me detail my car and if he was hiring at the time. He ended up kind of giving me a little job. So I kind of worked for him for a little bit. But then I was like, I just kind of want to do this on my own. So I started a side hustle throughout high school. After high school, once I graduated, I realized I wanted to do this full time and fully commit to a detailing business. So I started a business, and for about a year, I was doing okay, especially for being 18. I don't know. I was doing 3K a month on average. And then, yeah, about after a year is when I like wanted to like really invest into it and like really take it to the next level. And that's kind of when I started working with you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, in the beginning, what was it like when you first started everything?
It was, I don't know, I wasn't doing my marketing was nothing was tested. I was just trying random stuff here and there and kind of going through phases of motivation. Um, like you know how that is, like it's like one month you're like, oh, I want to do all this and this, and then the other month you do like 6 jobs. I don't know what, but
Yeah.
nothing was organized, that's for sure. I was just treating it like a side hustle, even though I told myself I was going all in. I definitely was still running a side hustle.
What was like your mindset in the beginning of, starting it?
Oh, I was always excited. Like I was always like I kind of liked doing it, and I always had like these kind of like big dreams. But like that's the other thing is like I remember my brother-in-law. He was like, "Have you seen those like van setups where it's like totally decked out?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like that would be nice." Like,
Yeah.
but didn't even like really think of it was like realistic. I would just be like, "Oh, that would be like super nice."
Hmm.
So it was always exciting and whatnot, but I honestly never realized how big I could make it with just the right systems and everything else.
Was there ever like a time maybe you like doubted this whole thing or like wanted to quit?
For sure doubts. Yeah, I've never once wanted to quit just
Hmm.
because I never had a ton of money into anything. So I was never like losing money, but that's
Yeah.
because I was just running a very simple, like out of my parents' garage type of business.
Yeah.
But I definitely had doubts where I'm like, shoot, like, do I want to just go out and start doing door to door sales with my buddies? Like, I'm not making near as much money as I could out there.
Hmm.
That's also kind of one summer where I decided, like, if I'm going to stay with this detailing gig, like, I need to take it up another level.
Did you have any struggles to get to where you are today?
Oh, yeah, of course, taking a lot of L's. I mean, it's hard to just name them right off the bat, but yeah, of course, I've been through some rough stuff, whether it's finding employees or the right van or whatever it is, dealing with um, hard customers like complaints and whatnot.
What did a typical like day look like before things started to like click and just be easier for you?
Probably was doing one detail a day and during like a good week, like I wasn't doing any more than 6 cars a week ever. It was about 4 to 5 a week. I would do all the work by myself. I would have to like set reminders to like remember about the appointment. I didn't even have stuff put into a schedule. I just would set reminders. I'd like wake up and be like, oh, I got this detail today. And they would come drop it off. Or I don't know, everything was super unorganized because it was all through my personal phone number as well. So I had to like every client I had to like put out in their last name, like detailing client. And so I don't know, nothing was organized. It was just kind of every day was like just day by day. Like I didn't have like any like thing planned
Yeah.
or whatever. It was just, I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. And like, how long did that go on for?
After high school, I was probably running it like that for a little over a year.
Rough, dude. I think
Yeah.
we've all been there though, where we just like set it in like our reminders or like I had the
Yeah.
same thing. I would have an emoji where I would put them after to know if they're a detailing customer through my personal number before
Yeah.
I had anything. So yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely feel you there.
I was always dealing with like burnout and because I mean, I was doing all the details by myself. And I feel like one of the biggest things that's changed for me in the last year is my client base. I was doing dirtier cars and um I guess cheaper customers if you want to say like the
Hmm.
type of people that are more picky, they don't tip
Hmm.
and they got the dirtier cars and I was doing them for less money. One of the biggest things that's shifted for me is just yeah, like my target client audience, like it's totally shifted. I'm now doing cleaner cars for more money and they tip better, they're not picky. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what's like a typical detail look like, ceramic look like, and cars that you're detailing?
Yeah, so I'm doing a lot more high-end vehicles, that's for sure. Like I'm doing always doing like Teslas, nicer trucks. That's one of the most cars I do in Utah is just pickup trucks.
Hmm.
Um, I'll have, I mean, every once in a while I still get the disaster detail for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a lot of recurring clients. So when those cars come by, it's obviously super easy and quick. But yeah, you know how it is. I get the clients that say, "Oh, it's so dirty," and it's not that
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you. If you had one thing to tell someone who's just starting, detailing, what would you tell them?
Charge more. I think that's one of the fastest ways to exit yourself out of the industry is by doing these $80 full details, whatever it is. You'll never be able to reinvest into an actual business and you're just going to burn yourself out. So I'd say definitely charge more and just never give up. Just keep going.
What were like the biggest lessons that allowed you to hit, the team of almost three in the 15K months?
One of the biggest lessons it's you say it a lot. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Hmm.
And this year that was one of my biggest New Year's resolutions was be more organized in everything I do.
Hmm.
I used to always my car used to always kind of be pretty dirty because I mean detailers, you know how it is. You're working all day, detailing all day. The last thing you want to do is go detail your car for free.
Yeah.
You'd think it's easy because you have all
Yeah.
the equipment, but by the time you're done working, the last thing you want to do is do another detail. Like, so my car was always nasty, but nowadays I keep my car, my room, my bathroom, my kitchen, everything is just super clean. But not only that, I'm super organized in my calendar and my personal lifestyle, my business lifestyle. It's all separated. Whatever it is, yeah. How I do one thing is how I do everything, and so it just translates. Like when one thing's clean and organized, other
Hmm.
stuff run clean and
Hmm.
organized.
Yep. Everything in the business is organized, everything
Yep.
in your mind, and so on. And so many people don't understand how even just simple mindset stuff like that can go such a
Hmm.
long way. Was there ever like a specific breakthrough moment that like changed everything for you?
I don't know if I could narrow it down to just one thing.
Could you name a few things?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. So, some of the things that were the biggest breakthroughs for me was definitely my van. When I finally pulled the trigger on a van and wrapped it and spent the time and money building out an efficient setup, that was a game changer. I used to just detail out of my Subaru Outback and I had just big bins and I would just throw everything in the bin and whatever. And it took me like 10-15 minutes to set everything up, 10-15 minutes to clean everything up. But also when you're detailing, it's just a mess and like you got cords everywhere.
Hmm.
So the van, it not only made my business much more presentable and look professional because I have like like a van with a wrap. The
Mhm.
wrap also one brought a lot of clients and customers, but the detailing was so much quicker and more efficient. And I'm like, got all these nice tools. It made it more enjoyable. That was like one thing is it like almost eliminated burnout. Like I was able to just kind of just enter a flow state for a while. So I'd say the van, one of the biggest things for me. I'd say one of the second would be running ads, whether it's Meta ads, Google local service ads, whatever it is. Ads definitely kind of helped me just break through another level from only being organic from
Mhm.
before. And then this might be the biggest one would be hiring an employee. I
Mhm.
finally got away from thinking I was saving money by just doing all the work myself. But the biggest thing that's helped me actually scale has been hiring an employee to take care of most of the workload. That way I can focus on getting other clients in, making sure everything's booked in, worrying about upselling, running the social media, just everything else behind the business. I've been able to um, keep my head in more now. And so, yeah, hiring my first employee was a big one as well.
What would you say if like you didn't make those shifts?
I'd be working a lot more than I am. I mean, I just got back from a weekend um, trip in San Diego and Las Vegas, and like I just have so much freedom now. It's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. And that's like the whole point of like business at the end of the day. It's not to like
Exactly.
build a job, it's to build an asset where you can travel and still make money.
Yep.
What challenges were you facing that made you, reach out and seek help?
I think I was just kind of at the point where I'm like, I'm a little bit lost on
Mhm.
what like I need to do. Like I remember I think you had asked me what's your biggest like setback or what do you think is like the biggest thing you need help on right now? And I remember I didn't have an answer because I'm like I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
don't that's honestly my biggest setback is I don't know like what is holding me back or what I need to fix in my business. So that was the thing is I was kind of just lost. I'm like, I don't really know like what to do next or like whatever it is. Cause I knew obviously I wanted to scale and keep growing, but I'm like, I don't really know what the next move is. And obviously I was a little hesitant to like invest kind of like that bigger money. So definitely just kind of being lost and just willing to soak up any advice or something from someone who's obviously had like succeeded in
Hmm.
or gotten to a point where I want to get to.
Yeah, 100%. Like, what were the first like 30 days of us working together kind of looking like?
Within 30 days, a ton had changed because I had kind of opened my eyes to realizing what it takes to like actually get to those numbers I wanted to hit. There were so many things I was kind of being lazy about or doing with my life that I didn't think like because they didn't have an immediate impact. Like I didn't make my bed and I didn't keep my room clean, but I'm like, it's not like that's holding me back from making more money, right? But this goes back to how you do one thing is how you do everything. And my mindset changed a ton. I got hungry. I mean, I had some skin in the game. I had put some money, so I got hungry. I started dialing in on all the stuff you had in there, whether it was social media optimization or Google optimization, all sorts of stuff like that. So I'd say I just got super hungry and was like, I'm going after it. And my mindset totally switched and I kind of just expected to just all of a sudden hit those big months. And that was one big thing too, is I kind of just knew what was going to happen next. And so I just went after it.
And I remember you texting me like 2 weeks after, and you were like, "Yo, like we haven't even started much, and I'm already hitting like one of my biggest months just from like
Yeah.
these few mindset shifts and everything." So that's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah.
Was there like a specific strategy, tool, or like turning point that made the biggest difference in, us working together?
I don't know if I can narrow it down to one thing, but just kind of the whole CRM, a lot of that has taken a ton off my plate. Like just the automated text that send out a day before reminding them about their appointment. The CRM has been huge and it's booked me so many more jobs too. Just like because I mean it's too hard to follow up with everyone like just nonstop. I mean, I guarantee you on your own, you couldn't follow up with the same person from 6 months ago every single month or whatever it is. And the other thing too is you guys are always pushing out like these creative texts.
Mhm.
It's not just hey, just following up. It's whatever it is, and it actually gets people to
Yeah.
hit you back and be interested, or at least ask questions, and where you can get your foot in the door and get on a call with them, whatever it is. So I'd say CRM has been huge.
Yeah, it's also cool because you have the business line through the CRM with the automations of social media planner and kind of just having everything in one place. Because remember, like you used to just do everything through your phone, so did I, and that's hectic.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, what results have you seen since we started to work together?
I mean, I've over tripled my revenue. I remember I told you my goal was to do 8K a month. I thought that was a pretty big number. In June, yeah, I just hit a 15K month, but I'm working less than half what I used to do, like at like detailing labor wise. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, I'm always taking calls and scheduling stuff and working in that sense, but I'd way rather do that when I can do that anywhere in the world. For example, I'm going on boating trip to Lake Powell next week, and I'm not even really going to be without service. And um, I mean, we hopped on a call a few days ago, made sure everything was going to run smoothly. We have systems in place where the whole business is going to run. It'll probably do 15 to 20 details in that week while I'm gone, and I'm not even going to have service, and it's going to run smoothly. It's going to run effectively. So I mean, that's just kind of crazy. I'm going to be out playing all week and just making money. So
Yeah, dude.
that'll be cool. But yeah, like I just am able to spend more time with my family, friends, whatever it is, and I'm making more money. So that's just been awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's sick. I mean, especially being able to not even have service and just know you're going to make that money. It's game
Yep.
changing.
Yeah.
What do you think like the most valuable part of like the whole experience working together has been so far?
Just always having like a reliable mentor. Like, I mean, there's a million guys on social media that
Hmm.
are big detailers or whatever they claim to be and do, but like having you as someone who like actually knows and wants what's best for my business,
Hmm.
instead of just chasing the dollar bill. And I truly believe that too. Like obviously we work together, but I really do feel you know and want what's going to be best for my business, and just always having you like a text away, like always knowing you're going to like be able to help me hop on a call, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You've done it, you've seen it all too. So that's the other big thing, is a lot of these guys, they haven't actually ran those businesses or whatnot. So that's one been the most valuable parts, is just having like a very reliable mentor that I can just kind of always look to, or kind of help me with the next step, whatever that is. But then also like having the marketing side has been huge. Like for one thing for me is I'm not a tech guy at all. I don't like, a lot of people can kind of figure it out, but I could spend the time to figure it out. But that's the thing, is I don't have the time to figure out how to build these websites or update these websites or whatever it is. So every time I need something changed on my website, whether it's a price or a schedule thing, I mean, I text Ted and it's fixed within 30 minutes. So that's been one of the biggest things for me, is all the tech side is just taken care of and ran way more efficiently than even if I did spend the time to do it. Cause I mean, he's a wizard. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's been huge for me, is just I don't have to worry about any of that, and it takes a ton off my plate.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate that too. And that's one thing that is cool about like me when I work with detailers. I do truly, want to give each and every single person I work with the most amount of time. So I don't just take on a ton of people. I try to take on a minimal amount that can actually benefit from my services
Yeah.
and scale. So
Yeah.
what would you say to like someone who's on the fence of working with me?
If you want to hit big months and get that van and get those employees and get that new truck, whatever it is, whatever your goals are, then it's a no-brainer. But if you're going to be scared and aren't willing to do what it takes, then yeah, it's probably not for you. But that's your thing too, is you know what's going to be best for my business, right? My
Mhm.
business is different than everyone else's. You don't just give out a blueprint and say, you're going to do this and then you're going to do this. You know my climate, you know what I'm dealing with. I mean, we talk, that's the main thing we usually talk about, is just like random things that I'm personally dealing with, and you help
Yeah.
me overcome that.
Hmm.
So that's been really big too. Is it's not like I'm just paying you and you're handing me over a little notebook that tells me 10 steps of how to grow. No, it's very very like what would the word be? Tailor made.
Yeah. 100%. And like I just thought of this randomly, but I remember last winter you got this shop and you hit, I think, your first 10K month, right?
Yep.
What was like a typical winter before then? Because I know like I get tons of people who are always like, dude, the winter, it's impossible. Like you can't,
Yeah.
because you brought up climate. So what would you say, working with me, how was your last winter?
Yeah, so I'm in Logan, Utah, obviously northern Utah,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets very like cold and snowy here. So the previous winters I was only doing interior detailing out of my parents' garage. I had to install like some lighting and a heater. But I was only able to do interior cuz I didn't have a drain or anything like that. And so I didn't use any water. I was doing probably 2 details a week just because no one's really looking to get their car detailed in the winter, you'd think at least.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is no one's really like reaching out to get it done.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me this winter was, I found that shop, which was really big, but the meta ads that we ran, that was huge because that was getting my name out there and putting my face in front of everyone. And so they were like, oh shoot, like this is what I want to do. It was because summer, like in the summer, I haven't ran meta ads in a minute and people just kind of come to me, whatever. But winter, I think those meta ads were the biggest thing that helped me carry on workload and hit my first 10K month in the winter.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on here today and kind of walking through all that stuff with me. And
Let's go.
I'm excited to just keep scaling. We're just getting started here. 15K a month. Let's get 30K, 40K, and get bigger shops, bigger goals, and just keep moving the needle, bro.
Hell yeah.
As you can see, Caleb followed an exact roadmap, and I literally made a video breaking down every single step of it for completely free. The CRM, the ads, the hiring process, how to set everything up, all of it. So check out this video where I walk you through the full steady detailer protocol to get you from relying on inconsistent word of mouth and referrals to a team that runs without you. So if you're still doing everything yourself, this is the video you need to watch next.